Well, we're going to have two types of tornadoes today. The ones that are in these eye wall bands, the little swirls spin up very quickly. Then in thunderstorms that form out in the sunnier skies out on the fringe, additional tornadoes. Right now, they're all in these bands. Very quick circulations develop there as they push across the eastern half, the southeastern quarter of Mississippi. Now let's switch sources. We'll see the additional threat. If we can go to Weather Pro 3, we'll see the additional threat for, here we go. This morning we could have additional bands form off to the east, farther to the east in some of the sunny skies in some of these rain bands. And then before the evening is out, get into the early nighttime hours, we could have tornadoes develop across the parts of Alabama, up into the Birmingham area, perhaps even as far east as the Atlanta area and up into the Chattanooga area by evening. As very strong winds aloft, and then the afternoon heating lets things get quite unstable. You see partly cloudy skies, some sun breaking through over across Georgia and eastern parts of Alabama. Then we have just the very strong winds and the rain bands coming across western Alabama, eastern Mississippi. So any of these areas, intense cores of some of the storms could certainly spin up tornadoes. We've had now one report. Then we'll have for many days the inland very heavy rains and some flooding with that. This core here, 4 to 8. Big storm. It's moving pretty quickly, but it's a little bit wider than average, so that is going to give a lot of rain, 10 to 12 inches down in some of the southern areas within 100 miles of where it makes landfall as well. Here's some of the timing. We're seeing that heavy rain now pushing across these southern states. By tomorrow it comes up into northern Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and then it begins to accelerate a little bit up into the High Valley, western Pennsylvania as we get on into the Wednesday period. There could be local flooding along a lot of these areas. Of course, the heaviest flooding going to be down in the Gulf Coast states. We have also, of course, a wind threat, looking for structural damage at least. A lot of roof damage up at least into the Hattiesburg area, perhaps just east of Jackson, and perhaps some damage even all the way up into the Columbus, Mississippi area in that core right in the eye wall. The wind strong enough to cause power outages in this dark blue area all the way up by Wednesday, perhaps still in spots up into the Cleveland, Pittsburgh area in thunderstorms. Of course, we could have some damaging winds off to the east of that in these light blue areas. So destruction right in the coastal areas, but widespread problems spreading for days farther off toward the north and east. Bill and Kelly?
Greg, that was a wide area you were just showing us for that tornado threat. So even the outer bands, the outermost bands, could be capable of tornadoes, is what you're saying? That's
right, and that was just through tomorrow, through today. Tomorrow we'll have some tornado threat up in parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, and perhaps even a little bit farther north than that.
All right, staying busy around here, that's for sure.
That energy is going to be around a good while, Kelly, as it comes on in and spins on down slowly.